All right, Southwest Florida, welcome back to Lee Pitts Live. We're here at the virtual symposium clergy where we meet the candidates for the city of Fort Myers, the mayoral candidates for the city of Fort Myers. It's a huge event that's going to be taking place tonight, and just kind of behind the scenes as the moderator for the event and the media sponsor, catching up with some of the people who will be a part of the process. Got here my good friend, the Reverend Dr. Rickey Anderson, who has just been a yeoman in all of these forums that we've had here at Mount Hermon Ministries. This year, we've had a great time, would you say?
Oh, yes. Yeah, absolutely.
And now we have moved into the culmination of the year, which is the great political elections that are happening not only locally and statewide and federal. And right here in the city of Fort Myers,
right.
we may have some we do not have an incumbent running for mayor. So it makes it even more interesting. I think the previous mayor, Randy Henderson, been in that position at least 3-4 terms. It's like he was just locked in. So
right.
It's kind of really exciting times. Just in general, as you're moving around in the community, do you hear a lot of conversation, excitement about the possibility of who will be the next mayor?
Yeah, absolutely. There's a lot of conversation out there, especially with these two candidates, African American and Caucasian. Never had an African American, especially a female. That has generated a lot of conversation in the community.
Mm-hmm. Did you ever think you would see the day in Fort Myers where there will be a strong possibility of an African American mayor?
Had no idea. Had no idea that it would happen. And then after the primary, it was like, really? I'm watching the news. And then when I saw the numbers, it's like I start thanking, thank you, God, thank you, God. Because I believe that there is a day for the African Americans. I don't believe that certain positions should only be held by Caucasians. Mm-hmm. And so I believe that as we progress, there are going to be more and more and more African American in these kind of positions.
When we have a city deep in the South, the southwest quadrant of the state of Florida, Fort Myers, a little small town, pretty much just, a lot of tradition here. Good old boy, the county's named after Robert E. Lee, Confederate soldier, general. We have a little town like this that many people say is still behind, and we have a mayor that's African American. What kind of message you think that would send throughout the state and in the country?
It will send a message that it's our time. We've been behind. Actually, we've been behind for years and years and years. And I believe that as we progress moving forward, that's what we need to see. And it shows the progress because, the right privileges that we see and hear about, I think that has really affected a lot of Caucasians who now want to understand, I don't want my white privilege. I want to stand behind a person who basically can move forward, whether they are male or female. And that's what I believe is going to happen.
So, and me just kind of looking at the process of things, going back, say, 4 years ago, Barack Obama was president. He became president, 8 years prior to that. And then you start having a lot of local officials start being minorities throughout the country.
Right.
We don't keep up with all that, but you start seeing them on television.
Right.
Then you get the social unrest. You get the George Floyd. You get the pandemic. You get all these things just kind of creating a perfect storm where people are starting to bond together and starting to open their eyes and look at how America could be a better place. Going back to what you said, that you actually have many white people who've actually changed their way of thinking too.
Right. Yeah.
All of those things kind of coming together with you being a member of the clergy. Does that remind you of any kind of things that when you're reading the Bible in different times and periods in time where things just change as a result of one thing creating another thing and God just kind of moves like that?
Yeah, because it's kind of like a season. There's a season to everything. And I believe that in Fort Myers, we're in a season for change. I do believe that when there's a season, you can't rush your season. And when your season is over, you have to leave your season. So I think that it's a season now for change. And when I ride around and I look, matter of fact, I ride my bike, almost 9 miles this morning. I just
9 miles.
Yes, sir. I be watching the different signs in the yards, and you got some big signs, you got some small signs, and all of that. You got people pulling up signs, you got people knocking over signs, and all that, like it's going to change something. It is time for a change.
Well, check this out. So, when you say it's a season, when it's a season, is it fair to say nothing can stop it?
Absolutely. Nothing can stop the season when it's your season. Nothing can stop it. Mm-hmm. You know, like I was telling a member just the other day, I was telling them, I said, I think that you're trying to rush your season. It's not your season yet, because they were trying to apply for something. It didn't work. Mm-hmm. Wait your season. When your season comes, trust me, you'll get what's coming to you in your season.
That's deep, man.
Yeah. And then I even said this. I said, look, I was at a congregation for 25 years, was never on the radio. It was not my season, but I'm on radio now. I'm in my season.
Amazing. And this radio process just kind of just morphed into existence.
Right. Absolutely.
Without a lot of work.
Absolutely.
See, it's your season.
It's my season.
Let's reflect on what you expect people to take away from tonight when they watch this political forum on television. On social media. I'm a TV guy, so I don't like to get them mixed up in YouTube and Facebook when we have the candidates up here talking about their various positions on issues.
Well, I expect the takeaway is going to be that there are going to be more people knowledgeable about the candidates. Mm-hmm. As I basically went to a debate mm-hmm. that they had at Barbara B. Mann, me and my wife. This is not a debate tonight. It's about the candidates. What are you going to do? What's your plans and so forth like that. So it's going to be very educational for those who watch tonight, and there are going to be a number of people watching tonight, and then encourage others after tonight to go back and take a look. Mm-hmm. You know, so it's going to be interesting educational wise.
Right. And I think it's also another dynamic to it is the fact that we're going to let people from the viewing audience send in their questions. We'll be working those questions into the process. But even more dynamic to me is to see pastors. Mm-hmm. When this concept was first battered around with myself and Pastor Glover, I said, Pastor, I would rather not ask the questions. He was like, huh? Like, yeah, I'd rather not ask the questions.
Right.
I don't know if you know how that first morphed into itself. Mm-hmm. He said, no. I said, no. The public needs to see our pastors mm-hmm. engaged in what's going on and asking the kind of questions that they hear all the time from their congregation and
right.
from you guys moving around in the community. Because I know you may hear things that I never hear. I got my own types of questions that I would ask. I said, I think it would just be a wonderful dynamic to see some African-American pastors
right.
doing that. And then we start formulating the concept and I could get to the background. Mm-hmm. People see me asking questions all the time. So I'm personally looking forward to watching the educational discourse that takes place, because you guys have a certain way about yourself that is very dignified and very that will reveal a lot of good conversation. Mm-hmm. The Dunbar community is going to be very critical. Dunbar, East Fort Myers, the minority right. community. Mm-hmm. City of Fort Myers is now majority minority city. Mm-hmm. It's going to be very critical on people going forward when they want to get elected into office. Right. That power has sort of been there before, mm-hmm. but now it's more recognized. Right. Your thoughts?
Well, the power is there, but what I'm a little disappointed in right now is the fact with the early voting. My thoughts was that early voting, it would be more people voting early, mm-hmm. and they're not.
In this area?
In this area.
Because I thought it was breaking records in terms of voter turnout.
No, sir. And so, you know, they have Friday and Saturday mm-hmm. for early voting. Those are the last 2 days. And so I was thinking by now that it would have been more people with the early voting, because the day of, you know, especially when they got to go to work. And I haven't heard of any employers in Fort Myers allowing their employees to go vote, because they're going to close down the office that day or what have you, and then pay them to do it. I heard that on the news. Some employers are doing that up north.
Okay.
So the people, they need to get out and they need to vote.
When you say your disappointment in the turnout, you're counting mail-ins as well, or are you talking about when you go into these early voting polls? You're counting
I'm specifically talking about the Dunbar area.
Okay.
Okay, so the Dunbar area.
Stars Complex,
yes,
right next door to
yes,
Stars.
Yes,
Gary Robinson Center.
Yes, right.
You can just no lines.
no lines. And then I'm not privy to say what I've done as a result of it, but I had to do something to kind of rev up some things,
Mm-hmm.
and I did that today.
Yeah, get out and vote.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, looking forward to seeing you later on in the panel discussion, and it's always a pleasure to get opportunity to talk to you and get your insight.
Yes, sir, and it's good to be here again.
9 miles this morning, huh?
Yes, sir. I walked 4.5 miles when I walked.
So you're on some kind of, you said you're a vegetarian now. You're on a health kick, or you just maintaining?
I maintain. That's the way of life.
Okay, so tell me about that walk you did. You say how many miles you walked?
4.5.
Okay, then you come back and get on the bike?
No. No, I mix it up.
Mix it up.
Yeah, I walk some days and I ride some days.
Good on the knees.
Good on the knees, good on everything.
Cardio, man. You look good,
yeah,
too. Nobody ever guessed your age, do they? They always think you're younger, don't they?
How old you think I am, Lee?
I'm thinking you about 80, 81.
Yeah, right. I'm 16.
I'm not going to put you on the spot, man.
Yeah.
I think we're close in age, though. But I don't have the gray hair.
I don't have no problem. I'm 61.
Yeah, you're a little older than me. Just a little bit. About 1 year.
Okay.
All right, folks. I just turned 60.
Oh, okay.
Can't believe it, man. Man.
All right,
Pastor. For those who say it can't be done, they're usually interrupted by those like Pastor Reverend Dr. Anderson who are doing it. We'll be right back.
Lee Pitts Live is a Lee Pitts Enterprise production.
Hello, Southwest Florida. Thanks for watching Lee Pitts Live. Of course, I'm Lee Pitts. I hope you enjoy that particular show. But you can always catch us here on YouTube. Just click on the subscribe button down there. That way you can get your Lee Pitts Live on demand when you want it and how you want it. We also encourage you to watch our show on FOX4 and connect with us on all our social media platforms. Just type in Lee Pitts Live.